Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion and review. This one is on episode 3. I was about to say 4 because, everything else is episode 4, but this is episode 3 of God Eater. And holy crap, man, this episode was insane. Like, every episode so far is just getting better and better and better. Like, holy crap. Like, the action in this one was just awesome. And like I said before, when he was running out in the other episode, about to go there and the music was going, like, I love it when that kind of stuff happens, when you got this kind of like music going off in the background, just hyping up the scene and everything, and then they're fighting. It's kind of like an AMV kind of thing. And like this episode of course had one. This episode we do get introduced to Elisa, talk about underboobs, yeah. And her outfit is it's just like, what the heck, why would you wear that kind of outfit? You think they would have a certain type of outfit for all of them, but I guess not, and then these monsters, these flying ones, these fiends are like all over the place, just flying all over the place, but she doesn't want to leave. They want to just tell her to get on because there's too many of them, but she won't leave. And it's like, why? In the whole episode before that, we thought like, oh, she's kind of like, I kind of thought she was kind of like, oh, I'm the best, I'm better than anyone, kind of could see a thing. But she is nice and everything. The reason she didn't want to get off the plane was because there's a bunch of survivors, a bunch of hurt, wounded people, and she didn't want to leave them. And of course, their priority was supposed to be her and not everyone else. But they decide to, stay and fight. And there's a huge amount, and I mean huge amount of them coming. And they're like, some of them are evolving. What is this, Pokemon? Just kidding. But yeah, these things evolve, so that's pretty crazy. Like, these ones were like calling out to the other ones to come. And then of course there is these other parts in the in the show going off, like about with the 3 researchers, the doctor guys. One of them we already seen before, and I guess they're the ones I'm thinking, like, they created this thing. And yeah, sure, they were able to make God Eaters, but they were also the ones who created these monsters. That's what I'm thinking, because at the very end, when it starts to attack them, that goo thing coming together and it tries to attack them, I'm thinking, so this is what's going on, But in this episode, Lindo's a badass, obviously. He comes up with the plan, and it just like with him and Elisa and Lenka on the side, and the music starts playing, I was like, oh my gosh, this is badass. It got me so hyped. Like, this is why this show so far, these action parts with this music and everything, that's why music plays like such a big role in these kind of things. It hyped me up. I was like, oh my gosh, things are gonna go down. We get to see Elisa's her new type weapon, and she kind of has the same thing, sword to Gatling gun, but then she also has this, it could turn into like, it eats them. I guess that's why they called God Eaters, kind of thing. But it, Lenka also figures out how to do it himself as well. It's pretty much their weapons kind of the same, except hers is like a Gatling gun and his is like a sniper cannon, like Sakuya's. I almost forgot her name for a moment. Sorry, her. So it was pretty interesting that they do have a little bit different and everything. But it was just badass seeing them back and forth, like, oh wow, amazed at each other's kind of thing, like, what the heck, what the heck. And of course, she's still got this kind of, oh, don't put him in the same category as me kind of attitude. But definitely, she's pretty hot and pretty damn badass. One thing I wondered throughout the whole episode is, how is her hat still, staying up? How is her clothes, her skirt kind of thing not flying up? Jordan, you're perverted, I was gonna say. Yeah, sure I am, but I'm wondering, what the heck is that hat, like, glued to her head? Of course it does come off at one point and then she puts it back on, but like, there's no way that hat would stay on, just saying. But who cares about that, because that's the whole scene, that whole part with them fighting was just so badass. I loved every minute of it. It was so awesome. At the very end, they do, everything's all good now and stuff. Looks like Lenka's probably going to be able to stay because he did an awesome job. They're probably going to have when he gets back. But the thing at the end, that huge monster, there is a gigantic one. Like, it was like, holy crap, there's things that big. How are they going to, like, if they ever come across one and not able to use like the helicopter as a decoy like they did, how are you going to fight that thing? What if it goes to the city? What are you going to do? Holy crap, that thing was gigantic. Like, that was just it was huge. Like literally, like what the heck, you know? But overall, that was the episode. Awesome. Loved the whole thing. You know, meeting a new character. Cool action scene with all of them. Lenka figuring out how to use his powers and everything. We see more backstory on, I think, how these things were created by those 3 researchers, the 3 doctors that we've seen. One of them already, like, in charge of the Far East branch and everything. I'm thinking they are the ones who made them and ruined everything. But I'm not going to make too many assumptions. I could be wrong, could be something else. But from what they were making, and it was, all of a sudden, like, one started, the test samples were moving to the other thing, just like those ones when they evolved. It's like, so did they create them? That's kind of got me thinking. It's pretty dang interesting that, to learn more about that part too. Because you think, oh, they're just going to show on what's the story now, but showing more about the backstory and how everything happened and everything. And then also having this huge ass monster at the very end, like, they can really evolve and everything. It's just really just playing crazy, to be honest. But overall, like, seriously, loved the episode, loved everything about it. Can't wait for next week's episode to see if, like, are we gonna get more and more better and better each episode, like how it's been. Honestly, I feel it's gotten better. The first episode was awesome. Second one was like, whoo, dang, emotional and like crazy scenes and everything. And then this one was just like, bam, oh yeah, badass music going, killing all these guys, showing off and everything, and then huge monster at the end. Oh man, so awesome. Can't wait for the next week's episode, guys. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom discussion review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about it, comment below as well. And until next time, guys, see ya.